Hey, we're on the internet. I'm Ultra David.
And I'm James Chen. How's everybody going?
This is the Tuesday show, although it's Wednesday, although in many places now it's Thursday. It's already Thursday.
That's true.
In
That is true.
In fact, most spots in the world, it's already Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
So this...
Most places, actually.
Yeah.
There are more places right now where it is Thursday than there are that it is Wednesday.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
So... Last time we did this, my apple's still in the picture. I'm eating an apple, if you didn't know. Last time we did this, it was basically just a recap of 2015, right, last week.
Right.
The last time we did a proper, normal Tuesday show was last month.
That's right.
AKA last year. And as a result, there's been a bunch of stuff. And we talked about, what's like the big story that we're going to lead with, but... there's just
not
a
that
lot.
much. Yeah,
right. It's like this combination of like a ton of things, but no like gigantic thing.
No blow up controversial topic right now. So.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a few things like Core A Gaming released that head to head versus side by side. We talked about that a long time ago already. There's really no reason for us to go into that again. So.
Pretty much. So what we're gonna do more or less is go through different stories. Maybe prattle on a little bit about them, analyze them to some degree to the extent that they require that. Things that come to mind are we're going to talk about the Cooperation Cup results. We will talk about, Killer Instinct's combo assist mode and Tusk. We'll talk about Mortal Kombat X having
Combat
Cyrax, yeah, exactly, Combat Pack, and Bo Raicho and whatever else. I'm not going to say the... Triborg. I'm always gonna say Cyrax or Sector or Smoke. That's it. Anyway, we'll talk about that stuff. And
dude, my
again, there's a bunch of other
news. When you thought Triborg was just someone being funny,
dude. When the first time I saw that name, it was when Ian posted about it.
Right.
Ian was from SRK was posting about it and how he thought, oh, Triborg is such a clever name, and I was like, that name is kind of genius.
Yeah, it's genius. And then you found out that was the real name, and then you were like, oh.
And then I thought it was terrible. Anyway.
Yep.
We'll talk about that stuff. But did you want to start with Co-op Cup?
Yeah, let's just talk about Co-op. Well, first of all, one of the things that I did want to mention is that, we do have a new setup here. We have new lighting, new microphone. A lot of people are saying that it does sound a little better. Now, interestingly enough, when we were processing the videos and we listened to the videos on YouTube, I don't know, I'm a bass person, right? So you were saying like the voice sounded like it's almost kind of like emptier or something
flat.
like that, like flatter. But when I was doing the adjustment, people were telling me to take the bass out of the voice. So this is how we sound right now. Like obviously we sound very different to the stream than how we sound to each other right now. I can up the bass, and I'm curious to see if people like it better or if they think it sounds worse. So we actually had some audio files like telling me to lower the bass. So if I just like kick up the bass like this, so now we have more bass.
Not that either of us have like booming bass voices,
right?
But
Exactly. But I'm just curious to see if people actually like that or not. So I mean, this is with the bass, and let me move it back down. This is back without the bass. I always like that we get that, like, whoa, this is terrible, and wow, this is so much better. Wow.
Yeah, it's whatever then.
Okay.
Might as well put a little bit more bass in it because it bugged me personally.
Okay, so what we'll do is we'll kick it like in between, and then we'll
that's
do
fine.
The best of both worlds there. So
yeah, or of neither, but that's whatever.
Yeah.
As long as it's not annoying. Just hopefully it's better than it was before.
Okay.
Anyway,
Co-op Cup.
The Cooperation Cup. Street Fighter 3, Third Strike.
That's right.
Yes.
We're starting the year talking about old games.
Yes.
Old games.
You can see that I'm excited. Cooperation Cup is in Japan. It's a big Third Strike tournament. It's the biggest of the year. And in fact, this one I heard was the biggest.
Oh,
like,
of all time.
This is the biggest one.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really interesting, though. I mean, if you don't mind me, like, stepping in here, like, it's just really interesting that even the older games, like, all fighting game events are just getting bigger.
Right.
And there's something really cool about that, and I'm very excited about that. So, I mean, we just had the biggest Tekken tournament ever, right? Master Cup 8, and now we may have had the biggest Third Strike Cooperation Cup. You know, I don't know.
I mean, it wasn't just big in entrance, as somebody points out, a couple people point out in the chat. 12,000 max viewers. That is huge.
Watching Third Strike.
Huge for that game.
It was like at 4 a.m. too when it was finishing. And
right, yeah. For North America. Typically, North America drives fighting game viewership, right? When it's a bad time for fighting game viewership on Twitch, in the U.S., in North America, for Twitch, then it tends to be bad in numbers, but not the case this time.
Yeah, 12K is very respectable.
Everybody was very happy with that. You know, it's. I would say it's my favorite game. I think it's surpassed ST for at least for now. So I was very happy about that. I hope people got a chance to watch it and enjoyed it. I will say this before we get into the results. If you're interested in Street Fighter V, personally, that game feels like Street Fighter 3 without parries to me.
Yes.
So if you want to learn sort of that style of footsies, it might be worth looking into the game just for briefly. You know, maybe not, but that's my thought. Anyway, so team tournament.
Yes, it's 5v5. 1 game each, right? But it's the situation where whoever wins, they stay on.
Right.
And everybody has to try to knock them off. And then if they win, then, you know, blah, 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 until one team loses all 5 of their players first. But again, it's 1 game.
Right.
There's not 2 out of 3. So it was a double elimination tournament, wasn't it? Or was
Dude,
it single?
The bracket was so
weird.
weird.
That's right. They had like weird,
who even knows?
Like 3-team round robins and stuff like that. Yeah, that's right.
I'm not even going to... I have no idea. To be honest.
Yeah.
And I even posted on Facebook about it, and Arlieth, who was there, he was like, yeah, I didn't get it either. I didn't know what was going on.
They just played whatever they told them to play.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, whatever. Anyway, there was a pre-co-op cup, and in that one, almost all the teams were comprised of individual characters. So
yes.
It's 1 character, so I'll just talk about the characters and some of the players. Tied for 5th, this was single elim. Was Team Alex, Team Yang, Team Akuma, and Team Ibuki.
Okay.
Genki was in there as Alex. Yeah, Genki. 3rd places were Dudley and Ken.
Okay.
2nd place was Makoto.
Okay.
Winner was Team Yun.
So wait, so this was the pre-tournament, right?
This is the pre-one. Do you notice any characters that weren't in that top 8? There's no Chun-Li. Oh, man. It was so sick. And Team Alex was in there instead. I believe Alex is the one that sent Chun out.
Oh, okay, okay. So, I mean, it's always one of those things that I feel like, since Chun is the biggest problem in the game, that everyone's kind of has to figure out how to beat her.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just one of those situations. Yeah. With Yun, there's not necessarily ever really a good answer.
It's the same for both of those characters. So you can know everything about Chun-Li and lose to her every time.
Right.
Oh, that was awesome. People like KO were in there for Yun, and Tominaga, Mimura, Chance, and Haitani for Makoto. Issei for Yun. The whole Yun team was ridiculous. But Deshiken for Ken was a star for me.
Dude, he was really good. He was really good. Yeah.
He's such a terrorist with that character. But then the actual co-op cup itself, tied for 5th, Run and Gun with Vanao Ryu, SA3, that's a Denjin Ryu player, Hyacinth Yun, Shibu Makoto, Ippei Chun, Kara Makoto. Also 5th, Baba Mikado with BBK Dudley, Roshi Hikari Yang, Ringo Ibuki, Kairu Dudley, and Shaboten Ryu. 5th, also Vegas Gakuin Idol, or Idol, I don't know. Probably Idol, I guess. Kenkyu Bu, Chance Makoto, Loli Dudley, Shia Ken, Hayao Hugo. Yeah. There was a Hugo in top 8. Crazy.
Dude, it's really funny. I saw some footage of Hayao, right? And I swear he looks like a grown-up version of my nephew. It was really weird. It was really creepy to me. I don't know what it is.
He's a cool guy.
Yeah.
And then Kosei Ken. Then 5th, also Gaoka Prince Repeat with Aruka Ryu, Sei Elena, Thanatos Oro. Yeah, one of my favorite players. Ian Yang and Gao with Yun. 3rd place, Love Aibu with Terubo Yun, Kitagawa Ken, Yuki Otoko Goki, Luka Makoto, and Masa Q.
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
Dude, I was watching
3rd place as Q? Oh, man. He beat I know, but he beat Deshiken Ken, and he beat Roshi Hikari Yang. Those are 2 of the best players in the world.
Right. There was one point I was watching that I saw Q1, It was him. It was him playing, and I forgot who it was that he beat. But I swear I could hear you cheering from your home. Yes. I was just sitting there like, man, David must
had a
be
nice
so
beer.
happy
That's great. That's great. He's a good player. Third, also, Raogun wa Tashika na Kagayetata. Usually I let you do these, but this last time it was third strike.
I'm letting you do this.
Rao with Chun, MOV with Chun, match with Goki, Inoue Makoto, and Mester Yun. That team's ridiculous.
Yeah. There was a lot of ridiculous teams on there,
sure.
actually. So.
For sure. Second place, Tenko Chikyu Kiko with Tokura Yang, Ike Dudley, Kei Chun-Li, Haitani Makoto, and Yuki Yun. Winner of the whole thing, KO Family with Yakun Yun, Kenzo KO, Yang, RX Irian, Hirai Ken, and Kashi Ken.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't get to see the grand finals because I had fallen asleep by then. But KO OCV'd everybody.
He did OCV.
It was Yang, right?
With Yang.
Yang. So he used to be a Yun player. He's won Evo with Yun, in fact. In fact, the year that Daigo did the Daigo parry, you know, what a lot of people don't remember is that Daigo then got into grand finals because that was losers finals. Right. And he lost to KO in that tournament. So Daigo, in fact, did not win that tournament.
Yeah, that wasn't like Evo grand finals.
Yeah, right? Exactly.
Super good tournament. A bunch of amazing moments. I really recommend checking it out. If you don't want to watch it in Japanese commentators are very hype and always fun to listen to.
Dude, Nuki is the best.
Nuki was commentating part of it, but not...
Right, but he stopped commentating parts of it when he was playing.
That's true. But on top of that, Nika KO did an English restream. So if you want to check it out, Nika_KO on Twitch, and This Is Third Strike on Twitter. You can find links to all of that stuff. So definitely recommended checking it out. It just was really good to see that level of strength in the Third Strike scene there. I know that those people haven't stopped playing, but it's still, you know, I've been watching Co-op Cup last how many years, but it's still cool to see names that I remember from a decade plus ago, a dozen years ago, as already being ridiculous, like already gods of the game. They're still up there, like they're older, but they're still top level players.
Yeah, awesome. I saw a lot of that, even just from I can't remember because obviously the commentary wasn't in English. It might have just been the stream chat or something. But a lot of people talking about a lot of the players that come up. They're like, "Oh my God, he's still playing. That's so cool." You know, that they're still in here and they're still doing really well and everything like that. So yeah, I did like Team Salarymen though.
That was so cool.
There's just 5 dudes in suits.
Somebody told me that they had business cards.
Yeah, that if they beat you, they gave that to you. They did that last year.
That's what I heard. Yeah.
So I don't know if they did that this year, but that's amazing.
I thought that was genius.
That's amazing. So,
and you know the all character tournament I thought was really interesting too. Just the way that it worked out was not necessarily what you would expect. Certainly, Yun, Makoto, Ken, Dudley as being the top 4 is not like a huge upset or anything. But there was no Chun, and you know, Team Alex did good work, and Team Akuma did good work. Team Ibuki did good work. Did you see the Ibuki combo on?
Yeah, I did. I
forget who's
Urian. Yeah, it was the Urian player.
Might have been RX Urian.
Yeah, I saw that.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
I'd actually never seen that combo before.
Really?
No.
I've seen it in combo videos before.
Oh, really?
Obviously, it goes more loops than that because you get more EXs depending on which meter you're using. So you just sit there, EX ba ba ba, EX ba ba ba, EX, and Urian's tall, so you know. Yeah, Urian.
I don't know. I've never seen that before.
Huh, interesting. I used to watch Third Strike combo videos all the time. Third Strike combo videos are fun to watch.
I agree.
They're really, really fun to watch. So.
Yeah, man, for sure. So anyway, that was Cooperation Cup. Highly recommended checking it out. It's cool to see an old game still have that level of excitement about it, and as you said, it seems to be growing a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I really would like to see more old games, this kind of situation. And to be honest with you, look, I mean, Third Strike, I like that the Cooperation Cup is a team tournament format. Third Strike is not the most balanced Street Fighter game, but I feel like the Co-op Cup format really helps that a lot. You know, the team tournament format. In fact, even like for an ST tournament, like I could imagine a ton of Vegas and whatever, you know, at the end, Osagats and whatever like that. But if you did team tournaments, then you have the chance to have a Q player get to third place. Right. You know what I mean? Because, I mean, if it was a singles tournament, Q would not be in third place.
Probably not. There were some Team Qs in the pre, and they did not make top 8.
Right, exactly. So I feel like I like that format, especially for older games like this. So you get a lot of interesting team dynamics. So I think that works out well for it.
Definitely agree.
Yeah,
definitely agree. Also, if you're interested in Third Strike, I've been putting up some delayed hyper commentaries, some DHCs, up on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/UltraGenTV. Just me commentating over Kuroda matches. There was one of his Q playing against the Makoto who got into second place with his Makoto team, Tominaga. And there's a couple others that I'm going to be putting up soon.
Cool. So. Good stuff.
All right, well, that's probably it for that.
Okay. I don't know, did you want to talk about certain topics that you have props for and stuff like that?
Yeah, whatever's up next.
Okay, so here's the thing, right? So there's a lot of stories, and if you're wondering, I've been kind of looking off to the side.
Yeah.
I'm literally pruning through all the stories from like the past 3 weeks and such.
Yeah.
God, what do we want to talk about here first? There's so many things to talk about.
Dude, just pick one. It might not even be chronological or anything.
All right, fine. Let's just
barrel through it.
Just barrel through it. Okay.
Yeah.
So one thing that was mentioned was that Luffy, Evo 2014 champion. So this is literally the potpourri of fighting game news. It's just cornucopia, whatever. Let's just throw it out there.
There you go.
Now. He has left Meltdown, the team that has sponsored him for a long time. And in fact, then Red Bull came around and was like, we're going to have some announcement. And everyone was like, oh, what timing? And then it had nothing to do with the fighting game community.
No, not at all. In fact, it was for a player in another esport who is in fact already sponsored. Yep. He already has a team, but now he's also a Red Bull athlete.
Right. So. And I did notice your very clear use of the word esports there. So.
Dude, I'm trying to say it more, not only just because, well, I'll tell you the reason. It's because I'm trying to just get over it. I'm just trying to like beat it into myself.
Yeah.
Esport. Say it. Just
right. Just accept it. Accept it. So.
God, sucks.
He's not sponsored right now, so he's definitely exploring options and such. So we'll see how that goes for him. Hope he finds a really good sponsor that would get him out to a lot more events and such like that. I think that'd be super awesome.
So he is not a Red Bull athlete yet.
No, as far as we know. So we did mention Killer Instinct Season 3 is coming out this year. And in fact, we should probably talk a little bit about KI Cup that's coming up at the end of this month, right? So Killer Instinct Season 3 is playable over there. And the only character they've confirmed for that so far is Rash, right? But they also have a bunch of gameplay changes. I've heard from some people that like they couldn't tell me what they were, but they were pretty sick, like some sick stuff going on. They've already rolled out some of the HUD changes and such like that, and I think those are really nice. Like just seeing them firsthand and everything like that, I really like that. And like I said, it's gonna make commentating Killer Instinct very much easier to do.
Yeah.
And by the way, I guess this is kind of an announcement as well. KI Cup, which is taking place in San Antonio at the end of this month, I will actually be there, and I will be doing commentary for KI. So I have been studying up on this game a lot recently. Sorry, was that just bad for you?
Oh. No, all right.
Okay.
It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
Sorry.
We'll move on.
Sorry. Small hands. So I'm going to be doing commentary for that, and I've been doing a lot of studying for that. Sejam came over. We played, I swear we played for like 4 hours or something like that. And yeah, he just destroyed me, obviously. But, I mean, he's like legit top player in the game and stuff like that. So, but yeah, so that's really cool. I'm really excited about that.
Me too. I think that's a great pick.
Season 3 will be playable there. There's going to be a lot of other things too, like a KI art museum and stuff like that. You know, they're going all out for this, and I know Rick has a lot to do with the production of this, so it's obviously going to be turning out to be a really good event. Okay.
That's cool. So Tusk confirmed for Killer Instinct Season 3. That's the only info about him so far, right? Just that he's confirmed.
Tusk, the big Conan He-Man character from KI2, and you know, judging what they did with Maya, like I have faith that they'll do something cool with Tusk. So
I agree. I think he looks super dumb and very forgettable, but That's what I thought about almost all of the returning KI characters, and they did really cool stuff with them.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
That could definitely work.
So according to Harada, Tekken Cross Street Fighter is actually still in development.
Yeah. Okay. That's cool.
Moving on.
We'll see. Yeah.
Back to Killer Instinct, and this is out already.
Right.
Is they've introduced combo assist mode, where basically, so the way Killer Instinct works is that once you start a combo, once an opener has connected, you start alternating between auto doubles and linkers, right? Linkers are always special moves. Auto doubles are, well, typically linkers are special moves, and auto doubles usually are normals that are strung together automatically for you. Well, what they decided to do to help new players coming into the game is that before, you would do a move, hit the auto double, then do a special move like Fireball. They just made it now that if you turn on combo assist while you're in combo mode, if you do an auto double and hit another button, like punch will just default to one of the special moves that is a linker. Kick will default to a different special move that is a linker. And you don't even have to do the motion.
But there's like also a forward punch, like different special moves to be activated.
Okay.
If I recall correctly.
I see. A technique, yeah. I just know that when I was just hitting one button, and like literally I would just get auto double linker, auto double linker, auto double linker. So
no, I think this is awesome because it's not just for new players. So that's how it's marketed, which is probably great for them because then they get to more easily mash, and you feel like you're doing stuff.
Right.
It's like when I've seen new players play Marvel 3 and they just do a launch all of a sudden. It's like, whoa, check out this sick combo, but it's
Right.
So I think that's great for them, but I am personally happy about it. For selfish reasons, because I don't have very good hand control. So I have this. I've talked about it before, but I have the constricted nerve in my neck, more or less, to put it bluntly or shortly, and that makes it so I have less control over my hands, among other things. It's really nice that I don't have to. If I were to play KI, I no longer have to do all these things, right? And even though it doesn't sound like that big of a deal, each one of those motions is a failure point.
Right. Yeah.
And the fewer failure points involved, the more easily I could actually play the game.
Right.
So it's really nice for me. I'm really happy that they did that.
Yeah.
And I think it's done in a way, again, that helps new players, but also that helps people who have. I mean, look, it's not that I have a disability. I don't want to oversell it too much, but if you have some execution issues, it's a way to get around things for you and let you play the game.
Yeah, and most importantly too, I mean, you can turn it off. It's something that's an option that you can turn on. It's in the button config screen. So you don't even have to, like, while you're playing, you can turn it off and on in tournament.
Oh,
you know what I mean? It's just in the config screen. Secondly, it doesn't give anybody any advantages. Okay, slight lie. Someone did find an interesting option select using it.
Okay, sick.
And Keats is like, oh, it'll be gone. It'll be gone.
Okay.
But, yeah, for the most part, it's not supposed to lead into any sort of advantage for anybody. It's just doing what we already do just a little bit easier. So that's what they're trying to do, is help a lot of people get in there. So yeah, so once you start the combo, I mean, literally you can just sit there and just choose what you want to do and not have to worry about the joystick motions, because really at that point the windows for doing the special moves and stuff like that aren't even that tight in KI anyway. You got gigantic windows, like anytime during the auto double you can input it, so it's really not super like important or anything like that if you take it out it's gonna make anyone feel like
it's a bit easier, which I think is that's what I'm happy about. Dude, I gotta tell you, my thoughts on KI now compared to like a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago, almost total 180. It seemed boring. I didn't want to play it, and I didn't like the characters, and it just seemed like it was obviously not terribly difficult execution to do these things, but it was just like I knew I couldn't handle it very well. And now it's going to be on PC, and there are new interesting characters for me anyway. And they have this combo assist mode. Like, I'm really excited for it.
And it's really interesting too, because I mean, the more I watched it the past few weeks, and the more I play it, I really like what Iron Galaxy did. And Keats, what they did was they purposely made the random hits do more damage. So the game really is way more footsie oriented right now. And it's funny because I was watching Co-op Cup, and then I was playing KI and stuff like that, and there was actually some interesting parallels like that I started getting between them. Like, for example, just counter breakers are just like the most hype thing ever. You know what I mean? Like, people get hype over parries.
Yeah.
Like, people got hype over that KO parry that he woke up and parried a fireball, that meaty fireball into the Ken super.
Yeah.
Right? That Ken, by the way, timed that super very poorly.
He did.
He timed it very poorly,
true.
right? And then you get up and you have this timing to parry this thing, and everyone got all hype for it, right? Which I find kind of ironic, because I feel like a lot of these people who get hype over parries are the same people who hate execution and combos. And it's the same thing. It's literally just a window of time that you have to perfect. Right. And if you mess up, you die, right? And so, but now we have counter breakers, which are like parries, because you really have to read your opponent, and you can't option select it. And if you're wrong, you get punished. So when you land it, it's like super awesome.
I can see that. No, I've heard a lot of people compare the two games, and I think it makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's just a really awesome feeling when you land one of those things. So I think I got like 1 or 2 on Steve, so I was like super happy about it. So yeah.
All right. Well, KI stuff.
Yep. So good stuff again. I'll be doing commentary, so that'll be exciting.
Cool, man.
I'm actually really excited about that. One bit of news that's kind of interesting. It's a little old news now, but Woshige, the man who is now famous for standing up after he thought he beat Ogawa in Guilty Gear.
Yeah.
And then Ogawa showed him no remorse. Love that from Ryan Hunter, by the way. It actually turns out he's the battle planner on Street Fighter V, which explains a few kind of interesting things. One, I've heard the battle planner on the game in Japan like is really good and can like fight Combo Fiend really well.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, how could that possibly be?
I heard the same.
Yeah, and then it turned out to be Woshige,
well,
right?
Did you see the video of him playing versus Combo Fiend?
No, I didn't.
Oh, from Capcom Cup from that weekend.
Oh.
There was a set where they played where he stomps Combo Fiend. Blow up.
Yes. Okay.
Blow up. Like, it was maybe like Chun versus Nash. Chun just mauled Nash.
Okay.
And then I forget what the second one was. Something versus Ken. Maybe Karen.
Okay.
Or Ken versus Karen. It's one of those. Yeah, he just blew through. Yeah,
interesting.
It was awesome. It was awesome.
It also explains why during that Guilty Gear Top 8, he was wearing a Street Fighter V shirt.
Yes, it does.
Because I always wondered about that. I was like, why are you wearing Street Fighter V for Guilty Gear Top 8? This is weird.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. You're repping the wrong game. And then now, okay, makes sense. So
I think it's also nice because I am happy to have somebody involved in Street Fighter who's not just a Street Fighter guy.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Like, I love a lot of the ideas that games like Gear bring into fighting games. And I'm happy to have somebody who's versed in that stuff. Yeah, you have it there.
Yeah.
So he plays Karen and
then beats up. He plays Karen and beats up.
Peter plays Karen and Nash, and Woshige plays Chun.
Oh, I see how it is. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, someone linked it in the stream chat, so
there you go.
Yeah, so you guys can watch it.
And it's also nice because a Gear player is not going to be used to having constant updates. Like, that's not going to be like a thing for him.
Right.
An expectation. So that also makes me happy because I don't want to see a ton of updates. I'd rather see it be sort of measured out.
I'm also just glad. I'm just glad that the battle director is really good at Street Fighter,
dude.
Because that's just not. I mean, like, as silly as it sounds, that's not always been the case for many fighting games.
I think you can almost reverse that and say it's almost never been the case.
Yeah.
The battle planner is legit.
Yeah, is actually good. Because I even remember stories like in Street Fighter 4 that Peter would just go over and blow everybody up in Street Fighter 4. You know, so it's actually good to know that the Japanese battle planner can beat up Combo Fiend.
Dude,
you know what I mean?
Combo Fiend definitely told us stories where he would play against the Japanese. Like, the Japanese would say that some character is bad, and then Peter would go over there and be like, no, check it out, and like light them up.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, oh my god, this character is too good.
Definitely, yeah. Oh, we don't need to talk about that. So, yeah, I just skipped the side-by-side, head-to-head argument. Like I said, we've talked about it in the past. Don't need to go over there. Event news, lots of event news that are going to be interspersed in this dialogue here. Frosty Faustings, which is coming up before the KI Cup, the weekend before KI Cup, so that should be the weekend of
A week and a half from now?
Yeah, that's going to be on the 22nd. So the 22nd and the 23rd. That is Frosty Faustings. They are getting $2,000 in pot bonuses. And this was all obtained from various members of the community.
Right.
Like, it's just a bunch of guys are just like, okay, we're just going to, here's a bunch of money. So, like, Humbag put some money. Rick put in his own money. Nobody EXE put in his own money. A bunch of people just put in money for pot bonuses. I think that's awesome.
I super agree.
Yeah, so just this is going to be taking place in Northbrook, Illinois, but we'll talk about it more once the weekend rolls around. In any case, Frosty Fausting is very much a heavy anime game tournament. So shout outs to them. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, so let's save this for after the break.
Sure.
Okay, let's save this for after the break. Oh, I already have this.
We talked about Tusk.
We talked about this.
Talked about Luffy.
Okay, so later this month, which is January, in January 30 to 31st at... Okay, maybe it isn't January 30th, 31st. No, from January 30th to 31st at Arcade Revolution inside the Planet Hollywood's Miracle Mile Shopping Center in Las Vegas. Capcom is hosting a Street Fighter V event there. So I'm guessing it's just going to be a public event that everyone can go and watch and hang out and play and stuff like that. So, but apparently Combo Fiend will be there. Mike Ross will be there. They're going to detail the inner workings of Street Fighter V. Also play some exhibitions and such like that. So definitely check that out. Can you believe it's only like a month away now?
I'm happy.
It's pretty crazy.
We'll find out if it sucks or not soon.
So CEO, also another event run by the Hado, and frontmanned by Jabali.
Somebody else.
Yeah, exactly. So their tournament is always around summertime. They're scheduled for June 24th through 26th this year. But they have already announced some games that are going to be there for sure. And in fact, it's really interesting because they're going to do both Street Fighters. They're going to do 5 and 4. They're going to do both Smashes, which are Wii U and Melee. Yeah. And they've also announced Guilty Gear Xrd as well. Mortal Kombat X will be there. Killer Instinct, UMVC 3. And if KOF 14 and Tekken 7 are out at the time, he'll have them. So, but, I mean, I heard KOF is supposed to come out at the end of the year and such like that. So, but obviously they're still open to... What?
You said and such like that.
Oh, thank you.
So I'm going to boop you.
Yeah, go. Please.
All right.
Please. So yeah, that was, at first I was so confused. So, dude,
almost.
I'm like speechless like now. So,
you can do it. I believe in you.
So yeah, obviously the tournament is not set in stone with which games they're going to play.
Indeed.
And they can still adjust it as it goes. So there you go. So CEO.
Okay.
Do you want to take a quick break before we keep going?
Sure. Yeah, we've been at this for a little while already. So we're going to take a short break. Lots more news to talk about. Mm-hmm. We'll be back with that shortly.
All right.